gosh almighty, who the heck are they? Hey, flim, flam, bim, bam, Ole Miss. By golly, and welcome to Hemingway Stadium where the Rebels are ready to take the field. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. Let's see what he can do with the return. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So the Ole Miss Rebels offense will get the first swing of the game. And here's the man they'll try to feed the football to no matter what the coverage looks like, Jesse.
He's their best player on offense, and I like the way this coaching staff moves him around and tries to create good matchups to take advantage of, David.
And that makes it so hard to defend. When a receiver lines up in the same spot every time, I can bring extra coverage. Man, use this guy all over the field as a weapon of mass destruction.
Open a drive like that, it opens a world of possibilities. First down from the 43. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Encroachment, defense.
So the early contact for the defense, and they'll move it up 5 yards. Line gets set, first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. The give to the back.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
The Bulldogs offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David. And
Afterburners coming. The 40. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. After that huge play, they'll try to finish him off with another one. It's 1st and 10 from inside the 40. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off?
Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8.
what a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. Now on 2nd and goal. A run for the quarterback. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skilled players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and the quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
On the run from inside his own 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Works his way ahead for 3. They'll spot it at the 18.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
On third down, going up top. Got it in the middle. It's Avery. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. And the Rebels come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun. Give on the inside. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, the inside give. Stuffed almost in his tracks, but strong enough to pick up 1 to the 35. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack. He just terrorizes quarterbacks, his 30th career sack.
And that's an amazing number, 30 sacks, because a lot of guys get sacks early in their careers, and then coordinators figure it out and then start double-teaming them and sliding and chipping, and then their numbers come down. This guy, though, David, has never stopped.
And it's got to be consistently, Jesse. Like, you got to consistently play hard, play after play. Because sometimes they get rid of the ball fast. Sometimes you can't get in the mix. But to get to the quarterback 30 times, very few people have done that.
Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it. On 2nd down, wants to throw. On the move and looking deep. And that pass intercepted. Didn't get a chance to show off those running skills, but he gives them the ball at the 29-yard line. Offense set on first down. He wants to throw. Got his man on the outside. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide. And a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. It'll take some work to get to the sticks. It's 3rd and long from the 30. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the right. It's complete. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Give to the back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. Right back to it. On the move at the 30. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down. The Rebels are moving quickly down the field. He's going to pass. Completes it in the middle.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You can tell he's throwing over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
Floats it out in space. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
I know a lot of people are going to look at that play and say, man, that was a bad play. Didn't gain any yards. But that could be the offense maybe setting something up. The play caller is going to remember that last play. He's going to remember how the defense reacted to it, made a quick tackle. They might pump that throw and then hit another player vertically down the field for an explosive play down the line. Just keep that in mind.
They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. And the Rebels line it up with a 1st and goal. Looking to move it through the air. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels!
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 29. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Knocked down at the 44, but he got 15 on that one.
Well, it's an electrifying run. You think about the tradition at the running back position for the Bulldogs. Herschel Walker and his Heisman Trophy. No Sean Marino. And how about this? Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, and Sony Michel all there at the same time. I bet this guy could have gotten to that rotation, though, because he's got those types of skills.
So it's not just a strong running game. The Dogs can be dangerous with those weapons up top.
And I think when you've seen Georgia really dominate in college football over the last several years.
And they got him for the sack.
And don't get it twisted. A big part of this team's formula for success defensively is getting after the quarterback. In their last game, they had 6 sacks, won the game. They know they've got to be able to get after the QB. And this one, put some pressure on them. They're already off to a great start.
He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Georgia going up tempo. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Really nice job to convert that 3rd down, and they've got it at the 33.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because 3rd down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the chains for the 1st down. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the 1st half. And the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Deep shot for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Dogs. The AT unit on the field. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From inside the 10, here he comes. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The offense lining up for a 1st down play. He wants to throw. Trying to get to it. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Timeout called by the defense. It's their 1st of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. 2nd down coming up. The play action fake. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Pressure coming. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The Rebels will call on their punt team. 3 and out. They got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Slips through the line. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
The snap sets up the throw. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
The offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, but they're able to score some points. So you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut it to a one-score game, create that momentum.
And he can't escape, and down he goes.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
He wants to throw here on second down. He'll pull it down. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hit. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this third down play. Clock running. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to buy time. Get all you can, then get down with the slide.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out, but when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Things teed up and just about ready to go here in the second half. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
He hurls one deep down the left side. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. They just dialed up one big play. Let's see if they've got another one on 1st and 10 from the 35. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on 1st down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Pulls and fires complete to the right. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the 1st down. The Dogs look to keep this drive humming. Headed to the end zone, and he'll take it in and And they knocked through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
You know, this linebacker is a special player because not only is he good making tackles in the open field, this guy can cover. And you saw a great example of it with that running back.
Fires to the right. Complete downfield. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. And the Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They go to the ground. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
Listen, that wasn't the greatest run in the world, but it was very successful, and you're making me honor the run. And another thing, every time you run the football, someone gets it.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
And he was virtually unblockable on that play. You know, it reminds me of seeing the highlights of my partner here, David Pollock, a guy that doesn't like to talk about his own greatness, so I'll do it for him. David raised the bar in the standard for D-line play at the University of Georgia. It was his athleticism. It was his tenacity. He wasn't just getting sacks and tackles for losses. He was picking off passes and taking them to the house. He was like the honey badger before the honey badger, but playing D-line. All-time.
Oh, he had him right down the middle, and he just squirted right through his fingers, and they missed an opportunity for a nice play on first down. He'll do it himself. Got the first down and more. And they get him out of bounds, but not before a sizable pickup on that one. The Rebels have it with a 1st and goal. Was to pass. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Just like to see the quarterback have a clock going off in his head, forcing him to get rid of that football. Can't take a sack on first down and goal-to-go situation and move your offense backwards.
A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior. Rich legacy of tough guys on that Georgia defensive front. Bill Goldberg, Jordan Davis, David Pollock, and you're not running on these dudes right now.
No, they set the tone.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him, and sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. The kicker will reach for a 36-yard attempt. And it's right down the boulevard. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Wyoming is ahead in this one, but there's still time on the clock. And unless Josh Allen puts on that Pokes uniform again, this could stay tight. They're up by 4 over Air Force. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Oh, what a move! Up near the 40-yard line. They'll mark it at the 39 to pick up a 15. Big play to start this drive. Now they'll snap it from the 39. Connection to the right. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. They'll start the drive here down to open this period. The give to the running back from the shotgun. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Offense in a bunch formation. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and leading the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Finds his big tight end. He's been so locked in, it seems like any pass call is a guaranteed chunk play.
Yeah, and winning late like this in the ballgame, keep trusting him, keep spinning. You know why? Because stats matter late in the game. You want some postseason awards? Keep chucking it, keep getting those stats.
He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Steps away. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
He's got such good awareness in the pocket. He does a good job of feeling the rush, and you know it's a pass, and you want to keep your eyes downfield, but he sees an opening, and if he sees an opening, he's got the ability to go get it.
Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. Not only a great play, but tremendous discipline by this sophomore to make the pick. First down for this offense. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Forced out of the pocket. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down.
You know, we don't see this very much in college football anymore. Quarterbacks just taking care of their bodies and making smart decisions. Get down on the ground so you don't take one of these big hits from these nasty defensive players, and just give yourself a chance to make it through the rest of this game.
Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
Got his man quickly. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On second down, he'll let it fly. Gets rid of it. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. They'll throw it on first down. Can't hold on. He had it right down the middle, and he flat dropped it. Couldn't make the connection on first down. Now here on second. They're going to throw it again. They're setting up the screen. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. And the Rebels in the hurry up.
So frustrating as a defense because you got the offense in third down. You're in a situation now where you can get off the field if somebody just makes a play, but you let the quarterback escape, and then beyond all that, you can't even get a good hit on him because he slides to protect himself.
Looking to pass on second down. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss. On to attempt to try. And they make the extra point to draw closer. It's 28-17. They still have work to do, trailing by 2 possessions here in the fourth. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page.
And oh, no, he loses the ball after the huge gain. How about that alert play from the defense to corral that fumble? And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. 1st and 10 from inside their own 5. You got to take care of the ball, but there is room to take a shot here. He's going to pass. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. There he goes to the right. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30+.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws, just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage and tip.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
And the defense is playing with a sense of urgency right now. Obviously, they're playing with the lead. They know this offense needs to find a way to generate points, expecting a shot on that last play, so nice job in coverage.
Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
Really nice job by the quarterback understanding I needed to throw this ball hard. Like, I got to fit it in there tight. And a nice job by the wide receiver wearing it, because he really didn't have a choice, because he was going to wear that one regardless.
And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field.
And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels! Well, if the momentum hadn't shifted before, it certainly has now.
It has, and now you got some game pressure, right? That's beautiful. Now the defense comes out, get you a stop, get aggressive, but the offense a little bit of pressure now because they know if the ball goes back to the other side, they can lose this ball game.
And before they can kick it, the receiving team's going to call a timeout. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. So we've got a tight spot here, David. They'd love to run out the clock, but all those timeouts staring at them.
And they got 3 timeouts on defense, but I know a 1st down ends this football game. So I got
time to take a shot. He holds it in, and nobody's close. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Dogs! They add on another score, and now that record so close to going to 8-1 on the season. He has been surgical, precision passes, using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
Comes out throwing on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. They're trying to get to him. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. The defense calls the timeout. They're 2nd of the day as they try to get their act together. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires to the middle. Complete and looking for enough for the 1st down. And not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. The Rebels have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. got his man. All down at the 38-yard line, and a big pickup of 15 yards there. They'll throw it on first down. Unloads to the wideout. And this senior quarterback a little... there, and he's lucky he didn't get picked off throwing into double coverage. After the incompletion, it's second down. Looking to throw it again. It's complete. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. Down to the 26-yard line and a first down. He's looking to throw it. And that's a mistake you don't expect to see from a senior, and he is lucky to get it back. Let's see if they go back to the air on second down. He's looking to throw. Going for it all. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Throws for the end zone. Give him 6 and give them a chance with the late touchdown still alive in this one.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
Just over 50 seconds to go. They're trying to pull off a comeback, and they'll need to get this onside kick to do it.
And this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
He lets one fly deep. Touchdown, Georgia! And once he got loose, it was all over. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
That is exactly what you want your offense to do. You want it to eat clock, but if you score, go up by 2 possessions, nail, meet, coffin. Great execution by this offense to put this game away.
Here's the return from inside his 10. And the returner will be brought down. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Here's a throw downfield late. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. Everybody lined up, quickly snapped and spiked to stop the clock. Offense gets set for second down. He's looking to throw. Gonna take a shot. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Being started out great on this drive, but then a couple of incompletions, and now it's 3rd and 10. Trying to escape and get it himself. Fires into traffic, intercepted. Big pickup before he goes out of bounds, but there is a flag. We'll have to see if it stands. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. Looking for a productive play on first down. He wants to throw. He's going to run it. At the 40, there he goes. And he breaks into the open. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. They keep count of their number of explosive plays, and that last one has him set up first, looking for the end zone. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
And that's just a huge missed opportunity. opportunity on offense. QB missed his guy wide open in the end zone. You might not get another team look like that in the rest of this game.
After this, it'll be a wrap. On second down, looking to throw. Ball in the air, intercepted. And he's brought down after the pick, and time has expired here in the fourth.
Well, look what we have here, guys. After all the early season doubts, these guys have put together a winning streak.
They sure have. Man, they're just believing in themselves.